The most movie-like real jailbreaks. Welcome to our new video. In this video, we present you with some trivia about the most incredible prison breaks in history. Get ready to learn amazing things about these movie-worthy feats and surprise your friends with these interesting facts. Redouane Fade. The French jewel thief author of the book Outlaw managed to escape from jail not once, but twice. He received a 25-year sentence for a robbery that killed police officer Aurélie Foucault on May 20, 2010. The most recent leak consisted of two parts, a distraction and the leak itself. To distract the staff, several men with strong weapons appeared at the entrance of the prison. Meanwhile, a helicopter landed in the prison yard and Redouane managed to escape. Police managed to find the wreckage of the burnt-out helicopter near Gonesse. 3 months after the escape, he was caught by the police in Creil. In his first escape, he caused a series of explosions in the prison and took 4 guards hostage. El Chapo Guzman. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman Lora is the leader of the Sinaloa cartel and also starred in 2 jailbreaks. His escapes are considered some of the most spectacular escapes in Latin America. In his first escape, he became the first inmate to escape from a Mexican maximum security prison. The escape consisted of hiding among the dirty blankets and sheets in a laundry cart. In order to have control of where he was, the drug trafficker was counting the opening sound of all the security control doors which he was passing through. El Chapo affirmed that at one point he was almost caught, because when the worker who was taking the cart released him at a control to speak with a policeman, the cart tipped over backwards. If the sheets had discovered it, they would have caught him. He also disclosed his plan to only 3 or 4 people, so there would be less chance of him being ratted out. This plan was carried out on January 19, 2001. In July 2015, the second escape of Chapo Guzman took place. It happened in the maximum security prison of El Altiplano. The plan is thought to have taken about 1.5 years to implement due to its complexity. El Chapo went through a 1.5-kilometer tunnel that connected the shower in his cell to the outskirts of the prison. The tunnel was all lit up, and to get out faster, he used a motorcycle. A curious fact is that this escape was so film-like that in 2016 the film Chapo, The Escape of the Century was released, which tells the true story of the escape. The yoga teacher. Choi Gap-bok is a Korean who was sentenced to jail for robbery on September 12, 2012. It is thought that from the first day he already began to carry out his plan, since on September 17 he had already fled. He smeared his entire body in oils and creams to be lubricated enough to slip through the hole through which the food was passed. This hole was only 45 by 15 centimeters, and his great flexibility helped him to execute this feat. So they wouldn't suspect his escape, he left a pillow doll on the bed. He went to the mountains where he was moving at night to avoid helicopters, dogs, and agents to locate him. After days on the run between mountains, houses, shops, and buildings looking for food and shelter, he ended up being arrested on September 22. Escape from Alcatraz. For many years, this prison was considered the most secure in the entire United States. It is located on an island off the San Francisco Bay and was the destination for the most dangerous prisoners. Until Frank Morris, Clarence, and John Anglin proved otherwise. Stealing spoons and knives from the kitchen, they managed to dig a tunnel and escape from jail. They used hair, soap, and toilet paper to make heads and cover them with a blanket to pretend they were sleeping. This escape is considered one of the most mythical, because the whereabouts of the fugitives were never known. However, years later, in 2013, the FBI analyzed a letter thought to be from John Anglin. In the message he says that he is now 83 years old and has cancer. In the letter he confirms that all 3 have been able to escape that day and reach old age, but that the other 2 have already died, Morris, 2005, and Clarence, 2008. A curiosity about this case is that today there is an annual competition called Escape from Alcatraz in which several athletes verify that with proper physical preparation, it would be possible to flee from Alcatraz. The prison was converted into a museum that receives several tourist visits. William Hayes. The 23-year-old was arrested at the airport after trying to smuggle 2 kilos of hashish. Initially, he receives a 4-year sentence, then he is sentenced to life imprisonment, and in the end his sentence is lowered to 30 years in prison. Before fleeing, he warned his family by letters referring to justice as the local train and the escape as the Midnight Express, sending them a "I won't wait for the local train, I'll get on the Midnight Express." Grabbing a map and the few remaining dollars, he dodged the cops, scaled the prison wall, and slipped into a fishing boat. After sailing aimlessly for days, due to the influence of the wind, she came down to earth and started running to Bursa. From there, she continued to Edirne. A stranger helped her by car to reach the Maritas River. She kept swimming against the current until she ran into a policeman. When he woke up, he found himself in a cell again, but this time he was no longer in Turkey, but in Greece. He spent 2 weeks in this jail until he was deported back to his country. Once in the United States, he managed to complete his studies and even wrote a novel about his story in prison and his escape, which in the end was turned into a movie. Hayes claims that the film added details that were not real and that it portrayed the Turks with excessive violence. Both works are called The Midnight Express. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to receive more content of this type. And tell me in the comments, which of these feats surprised you the most?